Glenn has been an incredible sounding board and advisor and consultant and friend and confidant and strategist and all of the above. Glenn, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I also want to thank and acknowledge the artists who have made works for the exhibition. It's not an easy subject, the blues, even though it's a subject we all think we know, we all think we have some feeling for. It's a subject that sort of transcends art history in many ways. It transcends art categories. It transcends historical moments. It's something that, in order to think about the blues or to imagine the blues, you have to sort of interpret. You have to kind of get some response to life, and that can be a difficult thing. So thank you to all of the artists. But just to sort of reiterate a few of the major ideas of the show. As you know, because you've already walked through it for a few minutes, this is not a show literally about the blues. I mean, it's not like a PBS documentary. It's not chronicling the history of the blues, some music category of the blues. It's an art show. As an art show dealing with a musical subject, there's a lot of translation and transposition that happens. A lot of moving between genres of expression, aesthetic genres. And I thought that we needed to continue a conversation about identity and abstraction, for instance. I thought we needed to continue a conversation about the traditions and forms of African American cultural aesthetics vis-a-vis the present moment, vis-a-vis the larger present moment. I thought we needed to have a conversation about how museums present cultural history and how we might, as curators and as museums, and you as critics and as viewers, might sort of move out of kind of these categories of expectation, that black art is this, and white art is this, and music art is this, and I thought we needed to sort of explode these categories a little bit. And not a little bit, I thought we needed to explode them a great deal. And I began to feel that all of these questions that I was coming to in some way already had a history. Like we just were somehow not dealing with the history. And that history, in some general way, has a lot to do with the blues. You can find all of these questions about identity and abstraction in the blues. You can find questions about popular culture and modern art in the blues. In a talk he gave at MoCA a few weeks ago, the great historian Robin Kelly said something that really caught my imagination, caught my mind. He said that the blues was the first great moment of American abstraction. And in some ways, I think that is true. He sort of locates the invention of the blues in the late 19th century, early 20th century. But I don't think he was trying to say that it was a kind of abstract music. I think he was trying to say as a cultural enterprise, as a kind of form of the imagination, it was a kind of abstraction. And yet, we don't talk about the blues as a kind of abstraction. We don't talk about the blues as a kind of modern art. We talk about it as a kind of vernacular culture. It's interesting, actually, right now that there are museum shows in New York that are coming at some of these questions from a lot of different angles. Of course, there's the abstraction show at MoMA, tremendous show, although very Europe-focused, MoMA-focused. Then there will be, at the New Museum, the 1993 show, which in some ways is about picking up on questions of identity politics and multiculturalism that are really, the show is really an homage to Elizabeth Sussman's and Thelma Golden's Whitney Biennial from 1993. So I think it's interesting that these two poles of cultural identity, politics, and kind of abstraction and modernity are happening at the same time, and they're definitely happening in this exhibition.